Hello students, welcome to Web Technology Laboratory. Today we are going to discuss program number 8. In this program number 8, there are multiple questions are there. So implement simple calculator operations we are discussed in our last video. Today we are going to discuss the remaining questions like find the transpose of a matrix, multiplication of a matrix and addition of two matrices. Okay, so let's start. First we will have some basic idea and then we will start writing the program. So first we are going to discuss a transpose of a matrix. Okay, so what is a transpose of a matrix? Transpose of a matrix is nothing but a flipped version of the original matrix. So consider you are considering a matrix A which contain number of rows and columns. Each row and each column have separate element. Okay, so when you say I'm going to get a transpose of a matrix, okay, so what I'm going to get, so I'm going to flip the matrix. Okay, flipping means what? I'll convert rows into columns and columns into rows, and this transpose of a matrix is denoted by a power t. Okay, so in the programming terms, so what we can say, so the matrix is represented, if the matrix is represented by ij, okay, and the transpose of a matrix is, I can say, a of j comma I. Okay, so this is how I am going to do for a transpose of a matrix. So probably you may get a doubt like why we need to have a transpose. So transpose, we basically do the operation in order to know the symmetrical nature of any application. Okay, for example, if you take a Facebook, okay, so the moment you send a friend request, okay, so only the friends can see your postings. Okay, so even if you want to see your friends postings, you want to become a friend, and if a friend wants to see your postings, he or she has to become a friend of you. If you represent this in a matrix version, okay, so what we can say, we can say it's symmetrical nature of uh, the friendship thing. Okay, so if you take a Twitter data, if you take a Twitter data, there the symmetry won't work. Okay, so yeah, we can say, okay, there the things are not symmetrical. Okay, you don't need to be just if you're a follower of someone, that is more than enough. Okay, so likewise in many applications, to know the symmetrical nature, so we are going to use the transpose. Okay, we represent them in a matrix, we calculate the transpose of a matrix, then we'll check it out whether those two are symmetrical or not. Okay, so this is about transpose of a matrix. Okay, the next operation is multiplication of two matrices and addition of two matrices. Okay, yeah. So addition of two matrices. So here we already seen these basic questions from the first year onwards. So in C, we represent matrix, how we are going to represent a matrix and how exactly we added them. So here also in PHP also, we know how to represent a matrix in our theory classes. That is module number 3. Okay, there we are came to know how to represent matrix. So here what we are going to do, in addition of two matrices, we will consider the order of two matrices should be same. Okay, that is number of rows in the first column should be equal to number of rows in the second column, and number of columns in the first matrix should be equal to number of columns in the second. So then the corresponding elements we are going to add. For example, 1 will be added with 0. Okay, like this, and we are going to compute the addition of it. Okay, if you say in the programming terms, a11 will be added with b11. Okay, 11 means first row, first column element will be added with B11. Similarly, A12 is added with B12. Similarly, A21 will be added with B21, like that. The corresponding elements in the matrix A will be added to corresponding elements in the matrix B, and we are going to calculate the resulting matrix. Fine. Okay, the same logic we are going to use here while writing the program. Next, multiplication of the matrix. So in case of multiplication of the matrix, we know one primary conditions we have to follow. That is, number of columns in the first matrix should be equal to number of rows in the second matrix. For example, if you consider this, number of columns in the first matrix, this is 1, this is 2, and this is third column. Okay, should be equal to number of rows. Okay, this is first row, this is second row, and this is third row. So number of columns in the first matrix is 3. That should be equal to number of rows in the second column, second matrix. That is 3. So only on satisfying this condition, we can proceed for multiplication of the matrix. Okay. So how we are going to multiply? Okay. First row multiply with first column, then first row multiply with second column. Okay, similarly second row multiply with first column, and second row multiply with second column. Okay, and how we are going to represent likewise how exactly the order of the row elements in the first matrix. Okay, so let's calculate -1 into 5. Okay, and then 2 into -4 plus 3 into 2. Okay, next -1 into -1 plus 2 into 0 plus 3 into 3. Similarly, we will come to the second column, second row. First one is over. Okay, next 4 into 5. Okay, 0 into -4. Next 5 into 2. Similarly, 4 into -1, 0 into 0, 5 into 3. The resultant matrix we are going to compute by adding the corresponding elements. Okay. So if we will take one more example. So consider the first matrix is 3 cross 2 and the second matrix is 2 cross 3. Okay, what we are interested in, the column size of the first matrix should be equal to row size of the second matrix. So here it is 2 and here it is 2. So we can proceed further. Okay. So now this is the column 1, 2, and this is the row 1, 2. So hence we can proceed with that. Okay. Now how we are going to multiply the first row of the first matrix multiply with first column of the second matrix. Okay. So 5 into -1 plus -1 into 4. Okay. And then 5 into 2 plus -1 into 0. Okay. Next 5 into 3. Next -1 into 5. Similarly, we will come to the second row into first column. 4 into -4 into -1. Next 0 into 4. Okay. Next 4 into -4 into 2. Next 0 into 0. Next -4 into 3. Next 0 into 5. Similarly, third row 2 into -1, next 3 into 4, next 2 into 2, next 3 into 0, next 2 into 3, plus 3 into 5. We are calculate the resultant. This will be the result. Okay. So this is how we are going to compute. Fine. Okay. So these are the some of the basic rules we have to follow while writing the program. So what we will do, we will now start writing the program, and we will see how exactly we can form it. Yeah. So now I am going to write a program to transpose a matrix, addition of two matrices, and multiplication of two matrices. That is in PHP. Since in the question is not asked us to read the matrix from the user, so we are assuming the matrix. Okay. So I'll take $A. Okay, equals. You already know how to create an uh, a multi-dimension matrix. Okay, here I'm using an array function, array of. Okay, I'll create the first row. Okay, once again array of 1 comma 2 comma 3. Okay, my first row is created. Then array of, I will use some random values. Next array of okay, so this is an matrix A. Okay, next matrix B, $B equals array of 7 comma 8 comma 9, array of 4 comma 5 comma 6, array of 1 comma 2 comma 3. Okay, so now I have two arrays with me, array A, array B, and I'm going to use these things to calculate the transpose, addition, and multiplication. Fine. So we checked few things, right? So in multiplication and other things. So that's why what we need the row and column count of both the matrix. Okay. Let's say $M I will use to count the number of rows which hold the row count of array A. Okay. So how to count it? So I can simply count of $E. Okay. Normally, if it is a two-dimensional array, okay, so count of the array name will give you the number of rows. Okay, so how to calculate number of column now? I'll use it as a $N. Okay, you have to count any one row there. Okay, what I'll do, I'll use $A of 2. Any row you can take in that case. Okay, I'm going to use $A of 2. So in a particular row, how many columns are there? That count we are going to get. Okay. Similarly, I'm going to use it for the beer count of $B. Okay, $Q is equal to count of $B of 2. Okay, so now I got the rows and columns count of both matrix A and B. Okay, I initialize the matrix A, I initialize the matrix B, and then I got the row and column count of matrix A and B. Okay, so what we will do, we will print those matrix, because which matrix we are considered, that should be uh, display to the user. Okay, I'll use a echo statement here. Echo the first matrix. Okay, so I'll concatenate this with next line. I want to display by matrix, so I'll concatenate. Okay, so in order to display, it's an two-dimensional, so we need to use two for loop, one to control the row and the other one is to control the column. Okay, for dollar row equals to 0. Okay, dollar row is less than dollar m, because that is the row count, right, of first matrix, and dollar row plus plus. Okay, I'll begin the loop. What I'll do, I'll use one more to control the column. Okay, so I'll name it as dollar call is equal to 0. Okay, dollar call is less than dollar n, because n contain the column count. Okay, next dollar call plus plus. Okay, next echo dollar a of dollar row. Okay, next dollar call. Okay, what I am trying to do, I am giving a space between the elements so that it will look properly. Okay, and row after every row, what I want to do is I want to break the loop, and I mean, sorry, the next row should come in next line. Okay, so that is what, in order to have a proper readability. Okay, so I'll use a branch tag here. Okay, so this is to print the first matrix. Okay, similarly what I can do, I can print the second matrix. So once it is done, it just can copy paste. Okay, then second matrix. Okay, same row, same column. Instead of A, I can say it is B. Okay, next, what is the next thing? We will find a transpose of a matrix. Okay, transpose of a matrix A. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll change this, the transpose for the first matrix is, okay, rest of the thing is same. Okay, so now here what I'll do, I'll interchange them. Because the row of the first matrix should be column of the transpose matrix, right? So that's why I interchange the row and column. Okay, so this is the transpose of a matrix. Fine. Okay, next. Next we will write the addition of 2 matrix. Okay, before adding, what we have to check? We have to check if, okay, the row of the first matrix should be equal to row of the second matrix, right? And column of the first matrix should be equal to column of the second matrix, right? So here we will change a bit. The addition of matrices is, okay. So what I'll do, I'll compare with 3 here, okay, and then we compare with 3 here, okay. So here I have to add, right? Column, okay. After every element we will give a space before and after, okay. So this is addition of 2 matrices. Similarly, we will calculate the multiplication of 2 matrices. Okay, so here what we are going to check, the column of first matrix, which is n, should be equals to row of the second matrix, right? That's all. If they are, we can proceed further. Okay, so the multiplication of matrices. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to take a resultant array here. Okay, so dollar, just say an empty array I'm going to take. Okay, so I'll run a for loop for say I equals 0. Okay, I is less than m I plus plus. Okay, I'll do for j equals 0, j less than q, j plus plus. Okay, next dollar result of dollar I dollar j equals to 0. Okay, and then for this is for temporary addition equals to 0, dollar k is less than dollar n, because as per the column of first we are going to add, okay, we are seeing in the example, dollar k plus plus. Okay, okay, so dollar result of I comma j equals to, okay, I'll use plus equals because previous value will be added, dollar a I comma k into dollar b of dollar k dollar j. Okay, this is the resultant of it. Okay, so now our value, the added value is there in the result array. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to print it. We have to print it. So what I'll do, yeah, so for row equals 0, row equals m, row plus plus, call equals 0, the call value is q. Okay, column plus plus, instead of a you can say dollar, the result of row, otherwise it will print the transpose of it, column. Yeah, this completes the program. Okay, I'll minimize it. Yeah, first we declare the array, then we calculated the row count and column count. Then first we transposed, first we printed the matrix values. Then we find the transpose. We printed the transpose of it. Then we calculate the addition of matrix and then the multiplication of the matrix. We will now we'll check it out. This is Prog8b.php. See the first matrix, the second matrix, the transpose of the first. See the row has become a column, second row has become second column, third row has become third column, transpose of it, addition of these two, addition of these two, and also the multiplication of these two. Okay, so this is how we can handle the matrix in PHP. This is just a demonstration. Okay, so thank you for watching my video. Have a good day.